Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Well, hope this is working. I want to try out a new craps strategy that I just heard about. So I thought it'd be good to try it. Let's see what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna lay it out. Can you hear me? I want to make sure my mic is working. If you are watching, if you could let me know in the chat. Yep. All right. Thanks, Neil. All right. So I'm trying out a new craps strategy that I just heard of and saw on. Well, I didn't actually pay attention and watch it too much, but I know what the bets are, and so this is going to be a little lesson on when you have a craps strategy to discover what your bankroll should be. And so I know the way I play is I'm playing as if I was on a cruise with Royal Caribbean, because this channel is all about playing craps on a cruise to earn a free cruise. And so with all that being said, playing on a cruise is a little bit different. Like the odds are different. You have to prepay the vig on the 4 and 10 once you buy the 4 and 10. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up the system, and then I'm going to set it up as if I'm shooting every single roll. And then I'm going to calculate what I have on the table and then figure out what my bankroll should be for this system. So it's and I heard it from Casino Quest. David and Alex were just doing a live, and then he was talking about it, and I think it's from a guy named Mel, Hawaii Craps or something like that. Which I know Brian from Hawaiian Craps or Hawaii Craps Shooters. I've never met Mel before from Hawaii Craps, but basically this is like 3, 2, 1, and so you need 3 hits on the 6 and 8, 2 hits on a 5 and 9, and then just 1 hit on a 4 and 10. So trying to, because there's 50, so even if you had 1 hit on the 4 and 10, that's still, I think you need 1 hit on each or 2 hits on one, but this would be a 1 hit. So this would be, that's $104. So pretty close. If you hit a 4 and a 10, you'd have 100. If you hit, so 21, the 5 and 9 pay 21. So if you did that, that would be 20, 40, 62. Yeah, so you would need 3 hits on the 5 and the 9. So anyway, I heard about it and I was just looking. I don't think there's any pressure. I think it's the same bet system. So that's what's interesting about it. So if I am going to put this up, this is what I would need, because I have to pay the VIGs up front. And then, let's see. So 50, and 100, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 106. So I'm going to just round that to 70. $106, $110. Okay. So 110 plus, if I was going to play the pass line, if I was the shooter, so that's 120. So basically what you do is you figure out the system you're going to use, and then you decide, okay, and I like to just assume that I'm going to shoot 10 hands in a row, which is only the case if you're like at the table by yourself, but it's good to calculate it that way, that so you have a little bit of extra. And that's why I rounded up with this 4, because maybe just get the hard ways to add some extra juice there. So again, this would be 110, 120, so 120. So if you're going out and you're going to play for 120 per shooter, you need to times that by 10. So it looks like our bankroll is going to be $1,000. So let's see how that looks. So there's 4, there's 9, and let's see what I got here. So you want to have enough for 10 shooters. All right, so I'm going to take away, so that's 1,000 there, but I have 120 on the table. So I'm going to take out 120, and I'll take a quarter and then give that back. All right. So let's put this in the rack here. And we're going to see, we're going to just roll this out, see what happens. Let me check the chat. What's up? Cowboy Valley, Claude in the house. Gary, what's up? And Gary, 2 Garys in the house. And Anil, thanks for letting me know. So whenever you're coming, so this is buying the VIG up front. So I'm not doing much craps training or teaching tonight, because usually I talk about the VIG and what that is and all that. But mainly I'm just talking about if you have a strategy that you're going to use. I know that if I'm shooting every time with no odds, that's $120. So I'm $20 per shooter. You want to times that by 10 shooters, and that'll be your bankroll for the session. So this is pretty interesting. So if ever I have my hard ways, I always work my hard ways. So I'm gonna just leave those on. These bets are off because that is off, and we'll just have this 10. Now, I could maybe take the hard 6 and hard 8 down and make it a crap check, and that way I won't spend, no matter what, I won't spend more than 120 per shooter. So that's what I'm gonna do. Make it a little bit easier that way. So both Garys are gonna be on the Independence this week. Oh my goodness. That's awesome. It's like a Gary cruise. It's like, is your name Gary? You get on this cruise. Independence. Here we go. One of my last cruises in December was on Independence, and then I was on the Freedom. I was on the Independence, Freedom, and Explorer in December, and then in January, I went on Freedom again. So and then I skipped February, and I had 2 scheduled for March, but I'm only going to do 1 for March. So I average one cruise a month, and it's all comped cruises based on playing craps on a cruise. So if you are watching on the live stream vertical, you'll see that there's up here, there's a subscribe button. So feel free to subscribe if you want to know more. And if you're watching this later, find how you can subscribe to the channel here. That would be awesome. And if you do want to support the channel, you could become a member, or you could go to holyroller.com and get some merch there. We have some hats, shirts. Just scroll down and hit merch, and you'll be able to see all the different designs. So now that we have this ready, we're ready to come out. We're going to assume that we're the shooter. Like I said, $120 on every shooter. And I think it's called the 3-2-1. No, 3-2-1. You're supposed to get 1 hit each on the 4 and 10, 2 hits each on the 5 and 9, and 3 hits each on the 6 and 8 in one roll. So let's see what happens. I'll calculate it, and I'm gonna put my winnings over here at the bottom, and then that way I can see if I get $120. Now, whenever I play craps, I like to do 3 steps. I like to do a press. Like, I don't even collect on a first hit ever for no reason. I would never collect on a first hit. I would always press a first hit. Then I would collect, and it's kind of like not just like one roll press, one roll collect, and then the next step is regress or go back down to the original set. But it's like you press and you're in pressure mode, then you go to collection mode, however many times you're going to collect, and then you choose to regress, you know, and sometimes you never get to that regress. So you could do it with 1-step press, 1-step collect, and regress. You can collect and then collect again and then regress, or you can collect and regress on the same step and then go back over and press, collect, and then regress, press. So you could just kind of rotate it that way. But this way, the first time we're gonna do this, we're actually gonna just do it where we're just collecting, which, like I said, I normally don't do that. Gary, thanks for the $5 super chat. Gary, I should say Gary Snyder, because there's more than one Gary going on the Independence very soon. So thanks. And I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that. That's supporting the channel. And one of the things I'm doing when I'm trying to raise money with the merchandise, with the super chats, everything you see, is this year in 2024, my goal is to get a full-size craps table for the channel and some other equipment. So if you are giving super chats, that's what it's going towards this year. A portion of it's going towards that. The other portion of what I make from the channel actually pays for my taxes and port fees as I go on the cruise. And then I have another business that actually brings in income for my bankroll. So, all right, let's see. Claude said something here. You need to come. Oh my goodness. Europe. So my son is graduating high school. My youngest son is graduating high school this year. And Amber and I already talked about it. We'll start going over the pond and all that next year. We've been pretty much Bahamas, Alaska, Pacific. And so we've been on this continent area. All right, so let's see, coming out, let's see what we'll get here. And it is a 10, so the point is 10. And so on a cruise, because there's single odds on a cruise, it makes no sense for me to try to take this 10 down and put it in odds, because single odds is not, like, that pays more than single odds. And so whenever I play craps on a cruise, I never really play odds anyway, because I can only put 10 here. And if I put 15, I could get 15 there without having to go more, because this is just a flat bet. So anyway, no hit yet, although that was an easy 10. So we're down on the 10 here. So now we have one. Oh, and we're down on our crap check. All right, here we go. Let's see where we're at. Oh, and it's 10 back to back. All right. So we're going to get paid, and I'm going to pay $10 here, but then I'm going to pay it with some singles, because I need to pay $1 there to get $50 there. All right, so, and then what I'm going to do, just to kind of keep, because I'm not pressing, so let's take this and put it in the rack. This goes here, and this goes in the rack. So we're going to put this over there like that. All right. So because I'm not pressing, because usually my pressing levels, and I have same levels, so I know what hits, I'm actually going to just put, you know, there's a couple ways that I track bets if I'm not pressing, is I'll go across for the dealers. And then once the dealers get paid, then I know the 8 hit. If the 5 hits, then I know the 5 hit, you know, if I'm not pressing. But I'm gonna do that kind of in reverse. So the 10 hit, I'm gonna mark the 10 right there like that. All right, here we go, let's try it. Oh, that was a come out, by the way. So that was a hard 8. So let me go back for a second, because that was a hard 8. I would have put $2 in for the crap check, and yeah, it would have been just like that. So I would have lost the crap check, and then the point would be 8. We're not going to count the 8 because it was off, so we didn't get paid for it. All right, here we go. Let's see what happens. And it's a 2, craps 2. And it's a 10, okay, a 10. So we're going to throw in $1 and get the 50, and we're going to mark it as the second hit. And back here, we have 100, and we started with 120, so we're almost out of the hand, okay? Let's see if we can get that 8. And it's a 5, okay? So a 5 pays 21, so that pays 21, and then we're gonna mark the 5. So we started with 120, and we have 127. So all this is paid for. We're out of the hand, and technically we only got 2 10s and a 5 that we got paid on. We did get the pass line, which, you know, but I mean, that's close enough to being out of the hand. That's pretty cool. All right, and 7. should have known that right when you get out of the hand, something like that happens. Oh my goodness. All right, well, so 120. So going back up for 120, let's take these down, and that means we would go up here, and we'd have a $2 crap check. That's our 120 action. So our 120 action is 25 on the 4 and 10, 15 on the 5 and 9, and 12 on the 6 and 8. And then I just added, just to kind of round it to 120, I added the 4 and 10 here, the crap check, and the pass line. And this time, actually, you don't have to rebuy the 4 and 10. So I actually have $2 extra. So I forgot about paying the VIG if they do hit, but maybe I should, I'll just get all the hard ways this time. So, all right, so hard ways are always working. And now we're coming out again, another come out. Let me check the chat before I roll this next one, just to see if there's any questions. $700 red. Well, you'd have to do that. $250 is the max. No, actually $150 is the max on hopping bets on a cruise with Royal Caribbean. So you wouldn't be able to do $700 on a 7. So you can get what is it, 450 on a on a 7 on red. Here we go, and it is a 4. Okay, so the point is 4. It's an easy 4. So this falls, the crap check falls, and the point becomes 4, and we're just going to leave it like that and roll, see what happens. Here we go. There's a yo 11, and it's a 4. This kind of same thing happened with the 10. So again, we're going to pay the pass line with 1s, although we have them here. I should have brought that up, actually. But we'll pay it with 1s. We'll pay that so we get the 4. So let's put that, we're putting that back here because we're going to keep track of our winnings in the back. Can you see that back there? No, not really, huh? Let me move it up a little bit. All right. That's close enough. All right. So let's rack this there. And, oh, sorry, I took down my pass. And then I'm gonna have to go back up with the, crap check. I'm gonna move this to the 4. So no hard 8 on that one. So we did hit that, and we did hit the 4. So I'm putting that there to mark it. All right. So we got paid on the 4. Here we go. Coming out again, and it's a 7. 7. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pay it like this, because all these come down, and I'm gonna go back up for 2 and 3, and I'll put this in the rack. All right, here we go. And it's a 10. All right, so 10, hard 10 falls, crap check falls, and I'll move the hard 6 over to hard 10. Here we go. If ever I get hard ways, I always want to have the 4 and 10, because there's only 3 ways to make a 4 and 10, and one of those is a hard way. So it makes sense to have a hard way on a 4 and 10, because there's, it's more probable that if it's going to hit, it might hit hard. Although we did get an easy one. But all right, let's roll, see what happens. And it's a 6. Okay. So that pays 14. I'm going to just do 15 for 1. So I'm going to throw in $1 from over here and put the 15 right there. And I'm going to mark the 6 that we got paid on the 6. So we're looking to get paid 1 and 1 time. So we got paid once here, 2 times and 2 times, and then 3 times and 3 times. That's how we're looking to get paid on this strategy. There is a hard 4. A hard 4. It's kind of stuck right there, but that's a hard 4, so that's awesome. So whenever a hard 4 hits, I always parlay it. I never take it. So this is kind of just added to the system. But so what I'm going to do is parlay. So that's going to look like $8. And then I'm going to throw in $1 and get paid a $50. And that is the second 4. And we have $125. All right. So all this is free. Let's see what happens. My gosh, 7 out. Same thing that happened last time. Next time, if I get all my money back and I say all this is free, I'm not going to say that, actually. I'm just going to say, got my money. I'm not even going to say I got my money back. But we did get 3 hits. Just the way, and mainly both times it's because we got 2 hits on the 4 and 10. That's why we got our money back. So that's very interesting. All right. So I'm going to reset, and the reset looks like this. So all this loses, by the way, and then the reset looks like this. So, 2, 4, 6, 8, and then 9 and 10. Yeah. So that is 120. So I'm going to take this $5, put it in my rack here. And we're back up for 120 action. And we'll get another come out roll. I'll check the chat to see if there's any chatter, any questions. And have to be on a pass or don't if throwing. Yeah, so yeah, Claude there, the Cowboy Valley, is part of our Blue Wrench Club. He is here, and I don't know if Claude, you're on Club on Facebook. If you're place where people are sharing strategies, they're sharing stories of free cruises. It's just an awesome community. you might get to know people, or like the two Garys that are going on a cruise. You can see what cruises they're going to be on in the Holy Roller Cruising Club on Facebook. It's just a great community there. So, all right, so we're here. And so what I mean, Claude being a Blue Wrench crew or Blue Wrench Club, however you want to, I think it was called a Blue Wrench crew. I don't know. But he can answer some questions if you have any. And not that he'll be here the whole time, but when he's here, if you see anybody with a blue wrench, you can like ask them if they have any questions. If I'm missing it, I try to get on there and find it. But here's another come out roll. Try to find questions. Sometimes it's easier to find questions if you say like question in all caps and then ask your question, or a Q and then ask your question. All right, so it's an 8, so the point becomes 8, and we lose the crap check. All right, here we go. And it's a 6, so that's going to be, we're going to get paid. So on this system, we have 120 action. We're doing 120 action on the table, and we want to hit one of these and one of these, two of these, two of these, and three of these, three of these. So 3, 2, 1. I think this is called 3, 2, 1, or the strategy is called the 3, 2, 1 strategy. All right, here we go. And it's a 9. A 9 pays 21. So here's 21, and we're going to mark the 9 that we got hit. We got paid on the 9. All right, here we go. And it's a 6. And this time we're going to throw in 1 because it's a $14 payout. We're going to throw in 1 for 15, and we'll mark that 6. All right, so let's rack that. So we hit the 6 2 times and 7 out. Okay, so this one didn't go as well as the others because we only got, out of $120, we only got $25, $35, $45, $49. $49 we got back for that one. All right, we're going to move this up to the rack here, and then we're going to throw in $120 for a $120 action. And normally they would just take all this away and then you have to throw your money out and they'll put it back up. But I'm going to set up the 120 action, which is a crap check, $10. Hardways here. These cost $1 to set the VIG. So altogether it's a 120. And that was our third shooter. So I need to mark the shooters just in case as well. So here's our third shooter right there. I'm going to just put it right there so I can keep track of the shooters. All right. So now we're on our fourth shooter. And so I'll mark it after the shooter. All right. All right, coming out again. Let me check the chat, see if there's any chatter. Can't even see the table. Is it small for you? Okay, let's see. So are you saying you need to hit 6 or 12 times? No, so this system, I'm trying it out. It's a brand new system I heard about, but you do 25, 25, 15, 15, 12, and 12. And it's called a 3, 2, 1. So you need to hit this 3 times, this 2 times, and these 1 time each. So I guess let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, 12 hits, I guess. But there's been times where I only hit 3 hits and I got my money back. So that time I didn't. So yeah, I'm probably going to modify this system, but just trying it out. I didn't create this system. There's a yo, and that means we win here. So we win $10, I'm gonna pay in ones because this falls, and so the net is $8 on that. So go ahead and put it right there like that. And here we go. And it's a 6. So the point is 6. Crap check falls. And we're on the 6. Let's roll it. And it's behind there, and it is a 6. Back to back buckshot. Got it. All right. So that's going to pay 14 or 15 for one. And then it's also going to pay the $10 on the line. And we're going to mark the 6. We got paid on the 6 this time. We're going to go back up with the $2 crap check, and we're rolling. And it's a 7. Frontline winner, natural, but we do work our hard ways. And so the craps check comes down. So that's a net of $6 because we're going to put $2 back and we'll get the hard ways back. So we're bringing $6 back to the rack. All right, here we go. 5, 5. So it spun. That was a 4, 1, 5. So the point becomes 5. All right. We don't mark it because we don't get paid on it when that puck is off. The bets are off. And there's a 6. All right. So that's the second. Oh, sorry. This came down. That's the second 6. We're going to throw in $1 and get 15 for one. And then we'll mark that 6. So 2 times we got paid on the 6. All right. Here we go. And the 4. All right. That's always a good one. We're going to just get paid. It's 50 for one, but 49 because I don't want to touch what's in the rack. I'm trying to keep everything we make on this shooter right here in the other part of the rack so I can determine if I get my money back. So that is the 4. And here we go. And it's a 7 out. All right, so 7 out. So once again, this is why you want to have enough in your bankroll for 10 shooters to see if the system works. That's the 4th shooter. We're going to go back up with our 120 action, but let's see how much we made back out of our 120. We got 50, 75, 85, 95, $99. So we got $99. So that cost us 21, but we lost the other one too. We lost the last one as well. So, all right. So now we're running out of room here. So we're gonna use 20, and we'll take 100 here. So 120 action. That's what we're paying for out here. And we're just trying out this system. And let me check the chat before I roll again. So, yeah, that's a lot of hits. You're right, Eric. Man, like I said, I'm just trying out this system. I like to get like as few hits as possible to get out of a hand, and that has to do with risking a lot up front and then regressing. So remember, the 3 steps are to press, collect, and then regress. And so if you're starting off high, you don't necessarily have to press. You would press and get 1 hit or 2 hits. You would start high, get 1 hit, 2 hits, then collect those, and then regress, and then play with all profit as fast as possible. So this one, to get out of the hand, if you got all 12 hits, which that's a lot of hits, you would definitely be up. I've gotten 3 hits twice and got my money back, and then this time I think the average has been about 3 hits that I've gotten, 3 or 4 hits. So very interesting, very interesting. All right, so let's try it again. Coming out, and it is a 5, 3, 2, 5. And so the point becomes 5, and our crap check comes down. And here we go. We'll see what happens. And a 7 out. Wow, nothing on that one. Oh my gosh. That one cost us quite a bit. There's the 5th shooter. And I think we're going to go back up for our 120. But I think out of 10 shooters, you might get 2 good hands, like 2 long rolls. You might even get 4 long rolls, but if you get 5 long rolls, like half the shooters are good shooters. Wow, that's like living the dream. But even dreams can become nightmares. Let me check the chat before I roll again. Any strategy is good on a long roll. Yep, you got it. You got it. That is right. What's up, Tracy? All right, here we go. Let's roll this one and see what happens. We're on our 6th shooter. Here is a come out 7 natural frontline winner, 527. Now this comes down, these come down because I always have the hard ways working. And then we're gonna get paid the $10 for the pass line. We're gonna go back up there and go back up with a crap check. That brings $6 back to the rack. 6 out of 120. I only have 114 more dollars to get to get out of this hand. Not to get out of the session though, that's for sure. All right, it's a 4. It's an easy 4. So the crap check falls, the hard 4 falls. This doesn't get paid because the bets were off, and now we're working and we're on. I'm gonna go ahead and move this to the hard 4 just because. Here we go. And it's a 7 out. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. All right. That's going to be $120 action. But you know, I did win $6 back. What the? All right, here we go. Crap check. I'll check the chat in just a second here as I get going. If you're just joining and you just, if you're watching on the live stream shorts, there should be a subscribe button up here. Feel free to give us a subscribe. Over here on the side, if you're on mobile, there'll be 3 dots. You can hit those dots and give this a big thumbs up. Give it a like. We got 43 people watching and only 8 likes. Let's call it a thumbs up. Give it a thumbs up if you're watching. You don't have. Let's see what we have here. What's your average bet based off of your original come out roll and point established bets? Do you think they adjust during the roll? Yeah, that's a good question. So we're talking about earning points on a cruise, playing craps on a cruise to earn a free cruise. And so when you have your average bet out there, usually they mark it right when you bet it, right after the points established. Whatever you have on the table, that's when they mark it. And then if you press during your roll, sometimes they won't mark it unless you ask them to. They won't like, and sometimes they'll say, no, we only count it when you, on like what you start with, not what you press. Well, if they hit the point and it comes back and you stay at that higher level, then they'll mark it at the higher level. They did that once to me and I said, okay, take me down and then put me back up and mark me at the higher level. And they go, no, don't take him down. I'll mark you at the higher level. But anyway, I don't know. Of course, that's after me getting to know him a little bit. And I wasn't just entitled or anything, you know. I got to know him a little bit. Sorry, that's the 6 shooter. Speaking of a 6 shooter, this has been kind of dangerous. This has been kind of dangerous today. All right. Let's see how many likes we have. We have 9 likes. 9 or thumbs up, I should call it. Yeah, if you're watching and you see this, over in the top corner, there's 3 dots. You can hit those 3 dots and give this thumbs up, which means you hear me and see this. All right, here we go. We're coming out. And it's a 5. I just feel like it could be a long roll. Let's see what happens. It's a 5. to 4. I like that. That's always good. It's an easy 4, so the hard 4 falls. And we do have, oh, sorry, this was from the last shooter. So we're going to get paid 49 or 50 for 1, but I don't want to take from my rack. I want to take from all the earnings of what I would win during this hand. So we hit the 4 one time. So I'm just marking that with a 4. All right, here we go. And there's an 8. So that's going to pay. We're going to pull 1 out of here, and we're going to do 15 for 1. So that pays 14. 12 pays 14. We're going to mark that we got paid on our 8. All right, here we go. And there's a 7. Wow. Oh, my goodness. Wow, let's see what we got back. We got back $63. We got 63 out of 120. So this is not sustainable. This is so stupid. All right, let's go back up with our 120 action. And we're on the 7th shooter. Is it the lucky number 7 7th shooter? Seems like there's been a lot of 7s. All right, here we go. Now we have our 120 action. Now remember, if you ever lose, they're gonna take it all and you have to put it back up, but I'm just leaving it and then putting up 120 action. So what we got here, we'll count this once we get through 10 shooters. But like I said, we haven't got a really good hand. We got our money back twice, but it wasn't really a long roll. And so 2 out of 10 we should catch a roll. So we got 3 more tries at this to catch a roll. Let's see if we can catch a roll. All right, here we go. There's a 2, craps 2, and that's why we do the craps check. So we lose this here, and we win 14. So the difference is $4. $2 crap check. So I'm gonna just put the $4 right there. Here we go. And it is a 5. So the point is 5. Now this $2 falls, and the point becomes 5. All right, here we go. How about an 8? An 8. That's good. So that pays. We're gonna do 15 for 1, and then we'll mark that we get paid on the 8. Here we go. It is, oh my gosh, it's a 7. Wow. Wow, I can't believe this. All right, there's that. And here's this. 120 action. We only got $18 back out of that one. So we invested 120 for 18. It's that's, oh my gosh. That's like a, I don't even, that has to be a crap investment right there. All right, here we go. So there's another 120. 120. And we're coming out. And that was shooter number 7. Or no, that was shooter number 8. Okay. I'll check the chat here, see if there's any questions. See if there's anything people want to say. I should change the dice, but if I'm running out a system or rolling out a system, I keep them all the same until after 10 shooters. So this system to play on a cruise, but I do have a comp system, like a hedging system. So yeah, this is a dark side table. You got that, Craig. That's for sure. All right, here we go. We got 2 more rolls to see how this system. Will we catch a roll? Will we catch a roll? There's an 8. There's an 8. Crap check falls. And the point is 8. All right, here we go. There's a 9. 9 pays 21. So let's pay 21 and mark the 9 that we got paid on the 9 for that one. Here we go. And it's a 12 midnight. Box cars. All the dots and all the spots. Nothing for us though. And there's a hard 4. Hard 4. It's always good if you get a 4 and 10. We're going to throw in 1 so we can get 50 for 1. We're going to mark that 4. Bring 50 back. And then we're going to parlay our hard 4. So hard 4 will look like $8. All right, here we go. Parlay pretty much means there's another 9. Parlay pretty much means take all the winnings and put it on the number that just hit right there. So usually you don't say parlay if any of these hit because you would either press or something like that. But you don't normally parlay, you know. All right, that's a 9. So we're going to get paid 14. We're going to get paid 14 for that. And then we're going to mark that we got hit. We got paid twice on that 9. All right. And here we go. How about a 5? All right, that's good. The other side. And so a 5. Now we could throw in 1. Oh, no, sorry. This is 21. We paid 14 both times. Oh, my goodness. Okay, so I need to get $1 back and an extra 5 for the last 2 times. No, so 1 time. So that's an extra 5 and a 1. Because we threw in 1 for the first one. So we would need to get, yeah, we need to get an extra 1 back for that. Man, sorry, I want to make sure I do this right. And then, yeah, so that's that there. It would have been a difference right there. And then 21 for the 5. I forgot about that. All right, so at least we got a little bit of our money back, or a little bit out of it. So 4 hits so far. I'm not even going to count. I'm not even going to look at it. Here we go. Let's get the roll that we're waiting for. There's an 8. Winner 8. Easy 8. We are going to throw in 1 for 15. That's when you throw in 1 for 15. And we are going to mark that we got paid on the 8. So that's 4 hits. And we're not there yet on this hand. And we got 4 hits and we're still not out of this hand. Wow. All right, we're going back up for $2 on the crap check. Here we go. And it's a 6. This time we're on the 6. Crap check falls. Now we go to the 6. Here we go. And it's a 3. Craps 3. And it is a 9. That's 21. Don't forget, Brian. 21. 21. And we mark the 9. Third hit on the 9. All right. So here's that. And we are out of the hand. Okay, so we're going to keep going, though. All right, here we go. Hush. I said I wasn't going to say anything when I got out of the hand. There's the 7. Man, I can't believe that. All right, let's see what happens. 50 and 100, 120, and 125, 32. 132 out of, sorry, extra $32 that we got back. So we got our 120 back plus an extra 32, but we got one more shooter to do here, but we lost enough times for that not to really matter. All right, there's 25. That's 100 and 120 action. All right, 120 action. Look, that was 5 hits. It took 5 hits. And this comes back down to 1. And dice go away. And that was the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Last shooter right here coming up for just the test and roll out this system. Just testing it, just rolling it out. All right. And then we'll count and see where we are. We know what we started with, which if you weren't here at the beginning, I'll tell you what we started with after we count it after this next one. Let's check the chat. Check the thumbs up. We got 13 thumbs up. We got 13 thumbs up. And did we get any subscribers? So it has, let me see. Let me try this Wi-Fi. Oh my goodness. You know what I'm getting this week is a Wi-Fi booster. So some people actually, believe it or not, they're like, they gave me a super chat because down here at the comments over on the side, there's a dollar sign, and they actually gave me a super chat, and they're like, hey, get yourself a Wi-Fi booster. I'm like, oh, thank you very much. So I'm getting ready to go get one of those. But I've been trying to do a video every day this week, or every day for 7 days, 7 or 11 days. All right. No, I mean, you'd have to know. When you know, you know. All right, here is 150, or sorry, 120 action. We're there. We got to put this all back. And I might need to, let me get 5 for this. And we'll get a quarter for this. So there's 5 and there's a quarter. All right. All right. Now we can see where we are. We're all set up. Last shooter, and then we'll evaluate the system here. I don't really do system videos or evaluation system videos. I usually just share the videos that or the strategies that I use. And I sometimes say, this is how I would use a strategy. So this video here right now is all about just testing it, and then I would have to modify it to see if I would ever even use this one. And so far, well, we got one more shooter. Let's not judge it too soon. We only done 9 shooters so far. There's a 5. Is 9 times enough to know whether you like a system or not? Oh my goodness. There's a 6. That's going to pay $14. And we're going to mark that we got paid on the 6. Let's put that in the rack. Let's roll it. And there is, I guess any strategy works if you don't roll 7s all the time. Oh my gosh. All right, so that's all gone. This is all gone. We had 10 shooters. I'm gonna count up what we have. There's 1, 2. Sorry, I get this out of the way. 200, 300, 400, 425, 430, 450, 453. We have $453 left out of $1,200 that we started with. What the, oh my goodness. Is this a system I would play? The thing is, even the system I usually play, even if we had horrible rolls like that, I would at least break even. I wouldn't like lose money. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. If you do play a system like this and you lose a bunch of money and you're playing craps for a long time, because that 10 shooters would probably take a good while, because it would go around the table. There'd be people buying in, buying out, so I mean, that could have been 1 hour, 2 hours, depending. But because I was rolling fast and there wasn't all that interruptions, it just happened really quick. But man, can you imagine walking up with $1,200 for 10 shooters and then walking away with less than half your money? I guess that's craps. That's why they call it crap. Oh my goodness, crap. That's a crap game. All right. So, yeah. Wow. Okay. Any suggestions? I'm gonna set up the 120 action again, and what would just in the chat, let me know. Would you play the would you play this system? Or how, like, if you played it, what would you do? What would you do? Bad system. 1,200 to 453, aka bad system. Uh, Eric gives a thumbs down. Don't give a thumbs down on the video, just in the chat. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah, I'll stay with the light and the darkness. You got it. The thing I don't like about it is you have to get so many hits. I mean, and that's what I forget who it was that asked. They're like, "Are you saying you need to get 12 hits?" That's the idea. You get 12 hits. But uh, but like I said, you get like 3 or 4, and you got your money back. It depends. You got to get that 4 and 10. I like the things I like about the system is it's heavy on the 4 and 10 because that's the best payout, and it's light on the 6 and 8 because that should roll a lot. But again, I would never collect on the first hit, which on the rolls that happened though, only a couple times I got some repeaters. So I might be a little bit up, but I know I wouldn't have been even, that's for sure. That is for sure. So, wow, what a interesting system or strategy called the 1-2-3 or the 3-2-1. I'm gonna call it I'd call it the 3-2-1. Like 3-2-1, you're out of money. Oh my goodness, that's how I would call it. 3-2-1. Okay, you're out. You're out. maybe if you do this system, don't play 10 shooters. You got 3 shooters. It's like 3-2-1. Okay, don't play that anymore. You got 3 shooters to make it work. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah, random shooters are usually good for at least a couple hits. But the thing I do like about the system too is that it actually incorporates all the numbers except for the horn numbers. So systems that don't include at least the inside, because the 5, 6, 8, and 9 is 18 combinations of the 36. So it's half the combinations of the dice. So any system that uses at least the 4 inside numbers, I'm all about. But I'm becoming more and more fond of getting all the numbers, like all 6. So again, that's something to think about. If normally it would be 64 across, but yeah, maybe. I mean, I like this setup, the way it works to have it high. But if I'm at the point now where sometimes I don't even want the 6 and 8 anymore. I mean, they hit, but they don't pay well. That's the only bad thing about them. So every system's a good system on a long roll. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, any system. So see, and so when I look at a system and I evaluate a system, I try to see, will this system work with light and the darkness? Because the light and the darkness strategy is that whatever you put out here, you put on the don't, and that's kind of like you can use a light and the darkness version of any strategy. So the difference would be that if we got both the hard ways, and then because this is 120 action, or even if we went to 18 here, and this would still be 120 action. Do we need 120 action? I mean, that's something, I don't know about that. I don't know if we need 120 action, but that's 120 action there. So then what I would do is I would probably put 125 on the don't, and but it would be no coverage. And so then whenever you do that, if you get knocked off and you don't go back up, you want to be able to get 125 back, and it's too hard to even get that back, let alone to get a don't back if you get knocked off. Let me try it and see just one time. And there's an 8. Okay, so you got the 8. So same thing. Like I said, I think the thing I probably hate about the system is it's the same bet kind of system. You're never pressing or anything. There's a 4, 3-1-4. That spun. So 3-1-4. So that pays 49. So 49. If you get the 4 and 10, you're in good shape, I guess. There's a 6. So 15 for, or no, sorry, 21. I bumped that up, so it pays 21. I should mark them. And that was an easy 4, so the hard 4 falls. But there's another 6, 21. Hard 4 falls. Another 21. And 7. Okay. So in this case, whatever you collected, you're up plus $5. So on that roll, which was very typical to all the other rolls, let me add $5 because of that extra 5 right there. So we made 75. Yeah, 70, like $91. So, but that's mainly because of the 7. Oh my gosh. That's, yeah. Boo. I would say no, thank you. So you probably won't see this one on a strategy video, that's for sure. I do want to roll out a just really quick a system that I've been thinking about with Light in the Darkness. I was actually talking with Mike and Tiffany inside the Holy Roller Cruising Club on Facebook, and he was thinking about trying to do the all day strategy with the Light in the Darkness strategy. And I gave him some feedback on it, but so I'm not going to take time to explain the Light in the Darkness. I'm just going to say, okay, if there's 100 here, and then we have an extra 100 out there to spend, then that'd be 200. But when you do a hedging system, you could do it for half. So we'd still need, so normally 200, you would need 2,000 for 10 shooters, but you can do it with 1,000. So let's do 1,000, and we'll see how this kind of works. So we're gonna do the all day strategy, but only light side on 4 units, and we'll have this as our don't. Which, if I did it, I would probably still do the all day strategy with 2 come bets and a don't come. That's how I do it. So let's do that we'll try that real quick. We're gonna do 5 shooters on that one, and you don't have to stay and you don't have to watch this, but I'm about to do it because sometimes you just want to watch one part or whatever you clicked on, or if you saw the title, you're like, okay, a new strategy. Well, technically, here's another new one. Start on the don't. If you lose it, you don't go back. How about that? That's why it says don't. If you lose it on the come out roll, don't go back up. All right, here we go. And there's an 11. Now I'm tempted. Should I go back up? So now, if you're shooting, then you have to use two of your units that was going to be the don't. You have to do that if you're shooting. So technically, I'm not going back up, but I have to because I'm shooting or rolling the dice. and I wouldn't go here. I always start with a DP. Here we go. And oh man, I should have went back up. There's a 3. Got $50 back of that 100. All right, here we go. And I should have went back up with 100 because I got 50 back. But there's an 8. And so that's no 8. And I'm viewing it as I only have 2 units left, because these 2 units, I still need to win 2 units to get my first the first roll back. There is a 2. It would be a 2. It would be a stinking 2. Oh my goodness. Sometimes you just can't win. All right, here's 7. Okay, finally. Okay, get a little bit back. All right, so there's 50 back, and there's that. So altogether, I got my $200 back. It's crazy. All right, so far so good. You might say, what? That was good? All right, here we go. Starting off with the don't. And let's see here. There's a 6. All right, so we got a 6. Now we're going to do 2 come bets. Now, so essentially we're doing just a don't for $100. Then our next $100, we're doing all day strategy with it. So this would be all day light in the darkness. So let's see what happens. And there's an 11. So that kind of worked out. Because we got 25 there. We're going to put that back here. Here we go. And a 7. Wow. That was typical rolls, I guess. Typical rolls. So there's 1, and there's that. So on that shooter, because here's our... So on that shooter, we won $150. So $150 up on that shooter. All right. Here we go. And we'll see if we can get past that come out roll. And it's a 7. Nope, can't do it. Can't do it. So now we go down and we go back up with our other 100 that we're using for this shooter. And so we're going back up for 50. Here we go. And there's a 5. So the point is 5. And we get a come bet right behind that. And here we go. And it's a 4. So that's going to travel to the 4. Another come bet. Here we go. 7. Yeah, maybe this is a good system if you're... So that goes there. That goes there. So on that one, we lost $50. $50. So total, we're up $100. After, how many shooters was that? Was that 3 shooters? All right. Sometimes I lose track if I lose on the don't, because because it's the same shooter, so I forget. All right, here we go. Back up. This is hilarious. Let's see if we can get past that come out roll. And we did with a 9. So the point becomes 9, and we're coming with 2 come bets and then a DC for 50. There's a 10, so that goes to the 10. And then we're coming back with another come bet. Here we go. And it's a 6, so that goes to the 6. And now we go for a DC bet. Here we go. And it's a 6, so we get paid on the 6. And this goes to no 6. And we leave that there because we always use 4 units, so we got a quarter. Here we go. And it's a 4. So this goes to the 4. Here we go. And it's a 4, so that's good. Comes back. So let's rack that. We're $50 up. And it's a 9. Man, you just say you're up or even, and the dice are like, oh yeah? Because we lost our don't because the 9 hit, so we're down $50 now. Just a second ago, just one roll ago, we were up 50, and now we're down 50. All right. Let's get it come out 9 or 10 would be great. How about a 4? Okay. Come out 4. We got our 4 units out there. And there's a 7. All right, so what that does is that just these two lose, that one wins. We break even, so we are down 50 bucks on that shooter. So altogether, we are up $50 on this strategy so far. And I think that was the 4th shooter. All right. I think I missed saying goodbye to Claude. All right, here we go. Back out. So one more shooter and then we'll see where we are. We could do 10, being that we should test 10, but here we go. Let's see if we can get past the come out. We did with a 9. We've seen that before. We've seen that before. All right, here goes our 4 units. Come bet, here we go. 7. All right, that could be 0.7 out is not a bad thing. So we, sorry, I'm trying to think of where we were here overall. Sorry, I gotta throw everything out. Okay, so 200. So we've made 125 on that one. So we're up 175 so far. Okay. Well, might as well go 10 shooters on this one since I have time. All right. And there's a 10. I'm so tempted to put a $50 10 and then put 44 inside. That's what I'm so tempted to do, because then I'd break even no matter what. I can win no matter what. Okay, got my 4 units. Almost forgot that, no matter what. All right. And we got a 6. Whoa, almost knocked down my chips there. All right, we got a 6, and then we come right back with another comeback. And it's a 7. Wow. That comes down to there, and that gets paid there. Here, so we made $100 on that roll. So overall, we're up $275. Okay. I'm going to have to tell Mike about this. I'm just playing. He's probably doing it right now. He's on a cruise ship right now on the Adventure of the Sea, winning a free cruise. He did say if you go to our Facebook group called Holy Roller Cruising Club, and it's Holy Roller without the ER, so Holy Roll with just an R, Holy Roller Cruising Club, join that group. Mike is in there. Last night, I think he said he had like $100 average bet or $100 on the don't. He's playing Light in the Darkness, and he got, I want to say like 500 points or something. I forget, but or maybe it was 400. He got like over 100 points per hour playing, which is nice. All right, here we go. It's a 7. Crap. Not necessarily. It's called a natural, but we lost that, and that means we go back up with 50. See if we can get past it. And it is an 8. So we're going against the 8 there. There goes 1. And it's a 7. That's, I guess, the best case scenario. Good for that timing, because we get that, and there is that. So we lost 25 bucks on that one. So I'm taking it out of here. So we are still up $250. All right. And that was that shooter. So two more shooters, right? 4, 5, 6, 7. 3 more shooters. No, 1. Yeah, 3 more shooters. All right. I don't know if I picked new dice, but that's what I'm going to do again. I'm going to do it again. All right, here we go. Got some new dice. Let's get past. No 7, no 11, and a 10. Man, see, like I said, $50 on the 10 right now would pay 100, so it would cancel each other out. I'd have an extra $50 to play inside and just collect, collect, collect. $200 average bet, free cruise, but I do have $200 average bet this way too. It's just a lot of moving around. You know, I'd rather just collect, collect, collect. There's a 4. It would be a 4, the other side of the 10. Here, now we go here. And it's an 8. Okay, an 8. Now we go to the DC. Get that set. With a 3, nice. All right, that's a 3, so it pays 50. We're just gonna put that in our win column. Let's see if we can get it set though. 6, whew, it's a 6. That's kind of scary, but we're gonna do it. Let's do it. 10, yeah, stupid. Oh, man, all right. So we lose the 100 there. Those are locked out there, so it's set. We just have to play it out. They're not necessarily locked. Oh my goodness. I was gonna say, the 6 isn't locked. You can always take that down whenever you want. So now we got $50 left right now. So we have to, those ones are locked. So there's a 3. Contract bets, there's a 6. So we're just rolling those out. We just need to get a 4. There's a 7. Well, we don't need that. All right, so that one, we lost 200. So now we're up 200, I believe. Yeah, we're up 100. All right, we're up 100, and we have 2 more shooters left. Let's get our don't out there, and let's roll. Let's roll. How about a 7? Stupid. There went 100. Now we're even. Now we're even because we lost this 100, and we're going back up with 50. All right, here we go. 10. Why couldn't I get that one last time? All right, here we go. Come bet. 6. So that moves to the 6. And we go out with another come bet. And it's a 6. All right, I'll take that. We just need that to happen a couple more times. So that will be there. And 7. All right, so that's a little bit. Let's see where we ended there. We lost $25 on that. So we got one more shooter. So we're down $25 overall, I believe. Actually, wait. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, no, sorry. We're up 75. I don't know how I messed that up. 1, 2, 3, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so we're up 75. When I thought I was losing, turned out I was winning. All right, here we go. We got 75. Let's see how this one turns out. Oh. Let's do it. Here we go. 2. I like it. I like it a lot. All right. That pays 100. All right, here we go. Yo. Yo 11. That takes 100. Man, this is dice for you. Here we go. 3. That gives 100. This is when the dice just mess with you, man. They just mess with you hard. Here we go. 2. All right. There's another 100. I can't believe that. And 3. Oh my goodness, it's happening. Don't speak too soon though. All right, there's another 100. And 9. Okay, so we got a 9. So 9. There we go. And so we got our 100 to go into our system here. There is an 8. So this goes to the 8. We drop another one, another coming. Here we go. 3. Okay. I like to see those, but not when I'm right there, because that loses. And now we're going over here, even though that lost. So that's the other 2. So let's see if we get it established. Oh, crap, man. Well, we had some, that's the 9. So this goes off. This moves to the 9. This loses. So now we have to roll that out and see what happens. Here we go. It's a 10, so the point becomes 10. So we want no 9, but we do want an 8. Let's get an 8. How about that? There it is, an 8. That's nice. So that'll pay here, and so we'll hold 1 in our hand. We have 4 units that we want to use, and there's a 3. Well, we have 3 units that we want to use. All right, let's get an 11 now. No, all right, a 6. This goes to the 6. We still want, okay, there's a 10, so still in it. So here we go, and it's an 8. All right, so the point is 8 now. And 4. We want a 6. We need a 6 to roll. How about a 5? Okay, 4, 5. The next one must be 6. How about another 5? Okay. How about an 8? Oh my goodness. This is when you're not betting, that's when you catch a roll, right? Oh my gosh. And then you just watch it go by and you're like, wow, I should have. Wow. All right. There's a back out on the 8. There's another 5. Wow. And there's another 8. Oh my goodness. Just sniping. There's a 7. Finally. Oh my goodness. That was a come out 7, but we lose this one and we win this one. So we got 100 back. Even though it's a come out 7, I'm going to call it as the 10th shooter to see where we're at here. So 5. So there's 4, 5. So this is what we're up. 100, 275. So just in those shooters, we're up 275. So so the table doesn't require a pass or a don't pass if you bet a contract bets up top. If you're rolling the dice, you always need a pass or a don't pass. So whenever I roll out systems, I don't assume that I'm rolling every time. There was a couple scenarios in that session or in that series that I did go back up when I lost 100, assuming that I was the roller. So sometimes the way it just worked out, I didn't go back up because I was assuming somebody else was rolling. So let me see. Yeah, so I was just being very, what's up, Victor? I was just being very like specific on playing the system. So yeah, Kayla GG, if you subscribe to the channel, there should be a subscribe button up there if you're not subscribed already. If you're watching this later, everybody else that's watching this later, just subscribe to the channel. I have a lot of different craps videos. In fact, on Monday, just a couple days ago, I did session 1 on learning to play craps, like a free craps session, and it's specifically showing you and talking to you about playing craps on a cruise to earn a free cruise, because playing craps on a cruise is a little bit different than playing craps just anywhere. And mainly, there's 2 big things that are different. Well, let's talk about 3. There's 3 different things on a cruise ship with Royal Caribbean that really freak people out. The number one thing I think that freak people out is the odds, because a lot of times when you play $10 on the pass line, if it's a 4 or 10, they do what normal craps tables do, 3, 4, 5 times odds, which means whatever you place here is a flat bet. You would win flat bet. But 3 times, if you put 10 here, you could put 30 back there. And people try to do it all the time. But on a Royal Caribbean ship, $10 table, you can only do single odds. So it really doesn't make sense to play odds. You have to go to $15, and then it's not 3, 4, 5 times odds. It's 3, 4, 5 units. And Kayla, Gigi, I don't expect you to understand this, but someday you will. So on a 5 and a 9, if you put 3 units, you could put 3 units on a 4 and 10, which is still single odds, 4 units on a 5 and 9, and 5 units or $25 with your 15 pass on a 6 and 8. If you go up to $25, and I want to make sure, is that in the shot? All right, barely. If you go up to $25, then it's double odds on every number. And then if you go up to $50 on the pass line, then you could do 3, 4, 5 times odds. So that is not good, and I'd never recommend to play odds on a Royal Caribbean ship, because the main reason why is not only does it not pay well, but like for instance, this $75 bet, you only get rated for $25. They never rate, no casino ever rates whatever you put in odds. So people that play craps on a cruise, they'll do like the pass line with odds, then they'll do a come bet with odds and another come bet with odds. And they're only getting rated for their flat bets, and they make hardly any points towards a free cruise. So number one thing is the odds that freak people out. It's just way different. Okay, number two, a thing that is different, and I'll say that it freaks people out, is if both the dice don't hit the back wall, it's a no roll no matter what. There's no warnings, no exceptions. If both dice don't hit the back wall, the stick person will say no roll, and it'll be the point, it'll be a point, it'll be something that somebody bet on a hop or something. And if it doesn't hit the back, they're like no roll, and they're like, what? That was a 5. And they're like, nope, no roll. It didn't hit the back wall. And that freaks people out just as much as the odds, probably even more than the odds. And then the other thing isn't really a freak out. It's pretty awesome, I think. But the other thing is they treat the field. So this is the third thing. So number one is the odds. Number two is the dice hitting the back wall or no roll, no warnings, no exceptions. And the third thing is pretty cool. They treat the field like a prop bet. So believe it or not, the minimum bet in the field is $1. So it's really strange, but usually on a $10 table, you have to put $10 in here. But on a Royal Caribbean ship, you could bet $1. As long as you have $10 action out there, you could bet $1, which is really, really strange. Those are the big three, the big three. So, and if it is a 7, and it doesn't hit the back wall, they say no roll on a 7, like straight up. At least they're consistent about it, because every other casino, I mean, right here in the halfway point, you know, in the table, if a dice barely like was on the line and the other one was a 6-1, like they would say 7 out. But if it was like a point of 10 and it was the same thing, they'd say no roll, it has to pass that line. So, but on Royal Caribbean, they're like super consistent. If it doesn't hit the back wall, it's like a no roll. And so at least they're consistent with it. So, all right, so we did win some money on that experiment. I might even try that. Now, the thing that I'm not sure about it is you'd have to really communicate, and let me set it up again. So if you have $100 here, and then a point gets established, and you put 25 right there on the first roll, they probably will only rate you as a $125 bet. You have to let them know, I'm playing 200 per shooter. Can you rate me? I'm doing $100 DP and 2 come bets and another DP. I'm using $200 per shooter. Will you rate me for $200? And I'll let you know if I change my system. That's what you'd probably have to tell them to let them know. That's the only thing, because whenever we do it the other way, like I was saying, like when the point was 10, 100 here, we'd automatically put 50 there, and then we'd go 44 inside, and then we just collect until the 7 comes. And then when the 7 comes, we would get our $100 back. Or if the 10 comes, we would lose this, but we'd get paid $100, and then all the money that's there is there. So a lot of times what I do is I press hardcore with the 44, and I just press hardcore there. Then if they do get the point and I get the 100 back and I go back out for 100, then my average bet is not only 200, but whatever I pressed. Sometimes I'll get to 300 or 400 and I have a $400 average bet. And when the 7 finally comes, I just get my $200 back. So only craps players would understand, or maybe not new craps players, but most craps players, if they understand the game, will probably understand how you can, hedge your bets and get your money back. So gambling addiction, yay. Yeah, there is that dopamine, I guess, for some people. For me, and for a lot of people that play craps serious, they're not really gambling. It's called, this is kind of like a joke, but we call it high risk investing, high risk probability investing. And so craps, you can win a lot really fast. You can lose a lot really fast. But when you use a hedging system, you can win slow and lose slow. And that's why I like the hedging system, because the longer you're there at the table, the more points you get. The more points you get a free cruise. So I like a hedging system so I could stay and play for a while, get a free cruise, and be done. Usually 2 sessions and I have a free cruise that's for 2 people that's worth $2,000, and I usually only bring 1,000. And most of the time I break even. Just on those rolls, I was up, what was it, 275 or something? So whenever you're playing with the casino money, that's the best. It's the best. Shout out to Nacho Libre. Come bet is the bet on what's coming next. So the pass line and the come bet are the same, and the don't pass and the don't come are the same. The only difference is if the puck is on or off. So if you're on the pass line and a 10 rolls, the puck goes to a 10, and this is a bet now on the 10. But when it's off, it's a 2-part bet. So the first part is 7-11 win, 2-3-12 lose if the puck is off. But again, let's say the 10 rolled. Now it's the second part of the bet. The 7 doesn't win anymore. Now a 7 loses here. The only way to win this is to roll a 10 again before a 7. Well, the come bet is the same thing, but when the puck is on. So let's say we roll. Let me just roll right here. It's going to win on 7-11. It'll lose on 2-3-12. Or whatever rolls next, if it's one of these, and just like the puck moved, this money will move. So let's see what rolls here. There is 7. So it won here, but this one, because 7 rolled before a 10, this one lost. So you actually broke even on that. Let me just play it out really quick one more time. Here we go. So there is a 12, okay? 2-3-12 lose. All right, so this one lost. Let me make sure I have a... Okay, so there, yeah, we have $1,000. So we go back up on the pass line. There is a 7. So now 12 lost, now it won because 7-11 win. And here is a 6. Okay, so now this becomes a bet on the 6 because it has to roll one of these numbers for it to be locked in. So now it's locked in. You can't pick it up. You can't take it away. It's locked. You have to roll a 6 before a 7. Now this one, same bet is what we were doing, but when the puck is on, let's see what rolls. And there's a 3. So 2-3-12 lose. So that loses, and you go back up. Here we go. And it's a 5. So now a 5 rolled. So now instead of the puck moving, the money moves. That you win on a 5, lose on a 7. This bet, you win on a 6, lose on a 7. So both of these lose on a 7. And so the don't pass, let's just play this one out, see what happens. 7. 7's the most probable number, so there's another $200 down. 7's the most probable number, so this goes out, and this one will go on the DP. I'll show you the difference between those. The DP, don't pass, and don't come. So it's kind of like the same thing as the pass and the come, but this is a don't. And so this one, when this one won on 7-11, this one loses on 7-11 when the puck is off. It wins on 2 and 3, but it pushes on the 12. So it only wins on a 2 and 3 right now. The first part of the bet, it wins on 2-3. It loses on 7-11. There's a 5, so now the puck becomes a 5. So last time, if we were right here, that has to win, roll a 5 before a 7. This one has to roll a 7 before a 5. So a 5, it's like opposite. So this one will lose if a 5 rolls, but will win if a 7 rolls. And remember, 7 is the most common number. There's 6 ways to make a 7. There's only 4 ways to make a 5 out of 36 combinations. So now we'll take $100 and put it right here. And again, wins on 2-3, loses on 7-11. Here we go. And it's a 3. Wow. There's only 2 ways to make a 3 out of 36 combinations. And we just did it. All right. And it's a 6. Okay. So now this, just instead of the puck moving, this moves, but it actually moves behind the number. So this is like behind the number. This is behind the number. Or it loses on a 6, but it wins on a 7. So highest probability is 7. Let's see what happens. And there's an 8. There's an 8. And there's a 2. Now this doesn't win on a 2 because it only wins on a 2 if the puck is off. So the puck's on, so now it's set, okay? There's a 9. Here is an 8, another 8. So we want no 6, no 5, and there's the 6. I shouldn't even have said anything. All right, so because a 6 rolled before a 7, we lose this bet. So let's go back up for another 100 back here and see what happens. There is an 8. So now this is still no 5. Now this is no 8. All right, here we go. And it's a 3. Why couldn't that roll the last time? That would have been great. And there's a 4. And there's another 3. Oh my goodness. And there is a 7. All right, so a 7 rolled. So this puck goes off. And this bet wins 100, and this bet wins 100 because a 7 rolled before a 5 and a 7 rolled before an 8. But it lost when we rolled a 6 before a 7, that one loss. So here we have 400 back. So all that action on both sides, we're down $100. And we're mainly down $100 because of that pass line. It's the highest probability. So the way it works is this right here has the advantage only on the first roll. Then it has the disadvantage on every other roll, and it's locked, so you can't pick it up. This bet has the disadvantage on the first roll, but then the advantage on every other roll, and they'll let you pick it up. But you never want to pick it up. So say if this was a 4, like the point was 4, $50 on the 4 pays 100. And so it doesn't make sense to pick this up because even if you put $75 on that, that would pay 150. If the 4 came, it pays 150, so you'd win 50 bucks. If the 4 comes, if the 7 comes, it pays 100, so you'd win 25. So if ever you're here, it doesn't make sense to pick it up because you have the advantage. But that's why they let you pick it up, because you have the advantage. So, yeah, this is what happens. So, Sandy, very important point about the DP or the don't pass. There's so much in the casino. I believe that the casino is in on this, but there's so much peer pressure against not playing this. The reason why is because you take the 7 away from the casino. The casino has the 7, and that's how they make all their money. But if you play this, then you take the 7 away from them, and now the 7's working in your favor. The odds are in your favor. Well, what they do is they make, and you'll see people around the table, they're like, oh, I can't believe you. You're betting against me. You're betting against you don't want us to win. It's like, no, every other game in the casino, you always play the odds. Like, it would be stupid not to play the odds. They would say, why aren't you playing the odds? Like at blackjack or whatever. Why aren't you playing the odds? Why aren't you doing it? Well, craps is the only game where you get like heckled and people, like, it's very, like, some people hate people that play this because they don't understand the game. They don't understand that this is playing, it's taking the 7 away from the casino. So it's playing against the casino, but most people would think that you're playing against the person, but you're not. You're playing against the casino. And so they actually have been successful in flipping what's really happening here. So here you're playing with the casino. You're playing the casino's game here. Here you're playing against the casino. But they've flipped it to where they make you think, and everybody believes this, that if you play this, you're playing against the players, and if you play this, you're playing against the casino. It's like, no, it's the other way around. It's the other way around, but it's hard to explain that to people. So, question, do you ever pick up the don't on the 6 and 8 point? Yeah, it's very, very, so the thing is, like I was saying about the 4, if you have a don't right here and the point is 6 or 8, say it's an 8, if you put a $90, like $90 would pay 105. So these pay less than the 4 and 10 or the 5 and 9. So if the 8 comes, you would win $5. If the 7 comes, you would win $10. So again, it doesn't make sense to pick it up. I hope that answered the question. Was there another question there? Oh, gotcha. Just hedge your bets, yeah. Oh, just Nate 05 got that one. Hello from Romania. Right on. Thanks for being here. If you see a subscribe button up at the top, give the channel a subscribe. And if there's some buttons on the side. If you're live, you can actually hit those buttons and give this a thumbs up as well. So I can't math. Yeah, it gets hard sometimes. If you know bets, like if you know what bets pay, so like say you know that a $30 6 pays 35, so that pays 35. But you also know that a $12 6 pays 14, right? Then if somebody bet a $42 6, what does that pay? Well, all you have to do is do your 42. So you know you break it up and you say, okay, 30 pays 35 and 12 pays 14, and you just break it up like that. So 42 pays 49. So as long as you know the little amounts and a couple big amounts, you can separate them and add them up a little bit easier when it's time. All right, can you try rolling again like yesterday where you set the dice with the previous result? Yeah, I mean, I could do that. Let me get $1,000 in the rack, and that way I could bet and do it at the same time. And sorry, I got a little mess out here. I feel like I'm gonna knock down my chips here. Just moving some over real quick. All right. Let's see. What Arnold was talking about is there's different ways that people roll the dice. They sometimes will shake them up and roll them, and that's like a true random result, just to kind of like boom. Most people would say that it's always random all the time. So this is why I say true random, because you're randomly like shaking them and throwing them. So it's like what I would call true random. There's another way. Another way to throw is that whatever it lands on, they'll just pass it to you. Whatever they pass it to you, even if they spin it or move it, whatever they pass, you just pick up and throw. That's another type of random. I wouldn't call it a true random because, you know, it's whatever's on the top, they're sending it to you. So there's no like really right here, you don't know what's on top, you know. And then there are people that actually set the dice with a certain number, like on the top and on the side. So 1, 2, 3, 1. That's what they would call this. Or if they set it like this, there's sometimes people will set it like this, and they would call it a 3, 5, 3, 1. And then they would throw it, and they want the dice to react the same, so that they hope that if the dice react the same, then they should get a 6, an 8, or an 8. You know, there's probabilities. So that's why people do it. And so what we're going to do now is whatever the dice land on, the stick will bring them back. So this is just an example throw. The dice will roll, and then the stick will send it back, and then we're going to just throw it. Now, the thing about when you're playing craps, the stick person is not going to pass you. Normally, they won't pass you 4 different numbers that they won't pass you. They won't pass you a 2, 3, or 12, because those are the craps numbers. And they also won't pass you a 7, because that's the taboo number. And so they won't pass you a 7, a 2, 3, or 12. They may pass you an 11, but sometimes they don't even pass you an 11. So this is the craps numbers, 2, 3, and 12. 11 is a yo, or what's called a horn number. And they call it yo 11 because 11 sounds like 7. So they don't want to mistakenly have people think that they said the word 7. That's why they say yo 11. So it's not 7. Okay, so you know they said 11 because you'll hear the word yo before they say 11. So sometimes they won't pass you a 2, 3, 12, 11, or 7. So being that just rolled a 2 and came back, you would have to ask the stick person, whatever hits, send me that. Because if not, when it's up here and people are making their bets, they're going to move it. And then they'll send it to you on a non-craps number. And so these are craps numbers. When you add the 11, these are called the horn numbers. But the 3 craps numbers, there's only 3 craps numbers in craps, and that's 2, 3, 12. 7 is not a craps number. Okay. All right. It is a bad number if you're playing on the pass line, but oh, let's do some bets. All right, so that's the dice we're picking. Actually, we'll do it again. They pass 5 dice. You can go like this once and see what comes up. There's a 3. I'll just pick that. Sometimes people pick doubles, whatever. They pick whatever they see. That's fine. I pick a 3 because I play on the don't, and I want a 3. So I'm all about the 3s right now. This wins on 2-3. So I will set it on the first one, and then we'll just have them send it however it lands. Here we go. And it's a 4. All right. I don't know if you noticed that, but I set it with a 4 on top, and a 4 hit. And the reason why I like the 4 is because I can take $50 and put it on the 4, which pays 100. Now I have an extra $50 that I could go 44 inside. And then I'll get $6 back. But I'm actually playing on a cruise. So when you play craps on a cruise, you have to pay to place a bet over 15. I'm not training right now. I'm just letting you know that I'm going to have to pay $2. So instead of $6, I have $4, and I'm going to get all the hard ways, 1 each. So I have, right now I have $200 on the table. My average bet is $200. And if a 7 comes, I lose 100 and I get it back. If a 4 comes, I win 100, but I'll lose this one, but win 100, and then I'll keep all the rest of the money that's there. All right, so it came as a 4. 4 got passed to me. Here we go, just rolling it. There's a 6, so I'm getting passed back a 6, and I'm just gonna press the 6 and 8, 1 unit each. That's an easy 6. So we're gonna press 1 unit each, and the easy 6 fell. So this lost, so I'm putting it back, and then I'm gonna pressure the hard 4. Okay. Here we go. Just throwing it just like it came. And there's a 2, craps 2, nothing changes. There's a 4, got the 4, and it is easy 4, so I lose this $2, and I get paid, well, we have to pay $2 to play for that. I'm gonna take it from a hard 4, hard 6 down, pay my $2, so I can get my 100 back. All right. So technically I lost a little bit on that because, well, if I take this back down, because there's $12 more right there. But all right, 4 came. 4 came, so it's off. Now this loses on 7-11, wins on 2-3. All right, here we go. And it's an 8, hard 8. I took that down. So this becomes an 8. Now we have the really high on the 4. I'm going to take the 4 down, and that means I get my $2 back. And then I'm going to make this 8 looks like 60. And then I will do a hard 8 there. And might as well get a couple more. $2 each on all the rest. And so I'm using the 100 that I originally started with, plus any money that I earned to balance it out. Here we go. The hard 8's on top. Here we go. And it's a 9. 9 pays 14. And I'm going to press the 6 by 1. So that looks like 24. And then I'm going to get $3 right there and press it on the hard ways. All right, here we go. The 9 was on top, just rolling the 9. And it's a 3, craps 3, nothing changes. Here we go. And it's a 8, winner 8. All right, so here's where it kind of is tricky because that 8 right there is easy 8. It pays $70. This hard 8 falls because it only wins if it rolls 4 and 4, but I lose 100. So I only have 70, but if I take this down and put it to 30, and bring this back, then that makes 100. So now I got my 100 back because I have to take some of my profit money back. So there's 100 back. So I'm gonna just put it in my rack and then go back up for 100. Puck goes off. Here we go. It was an 8. Let's roll it. There's a 4. So our 4 rolls, and this goes to the 4. And now I'm gonna have to go back down to 12 and 12. This has 30. So I did bring some money back here, but I have to do 50. I want to do 50. So that's going to cost $2. So I'm going to get $3 back. So $3 change. And we are rolling. There's a 5. So I'm going to throw in $1 for, instead of 14, I'm going to get paid 15 for 1, make the change. And then I will press the 5 and the 9 and then bring oh, actually I'll get the hard 8. I forgot about that. All right, here we go. There's a 12 midnight. Since the point is 4, I'm going to make my 4 look like 5 and my 8 look like 3. So each one of these are 3. Here we go. There's a yo 11, and a 7 out. 7 out. So again, my original investment here, this all loses, but I get paid 100. And I lost my, okay, there's my buy button. All right, so then let's see, I'm probably down a little bit. I'm down $23. So out of all that, I lost $23 just in all those, like, paying for the bets, you know. And that's why the casino always has the edge, because they make sure they always have the edge. All right, let's go back up one more time. And here we go. Let's see what rolls. 2, perfect. I like that because it wins on 2, 3. So we won 100 there. So now we're up. Another 2. I love it. Arnold, did you notice I threw it with a 2 on top and it landed with a 2 on top again? Oh my goodness. All right, that's all random. All right, here we go. Another 2. Whoa, you got to be kidding me. I threw it with a 2 on top again and it landed on a 2. This is random. All right, here we go. I'm just playing. All right, a 7. That's the dice mocking me because I was talking about them. All right, back up. I'm throwing it with the 7 on top. And it's a 10. But getting 3 2s in a row, that's pretty amazing. All right. It happened to be a 10, which I love. So there goes my $52 to buy the 10, and we are breaking even no matter what. We have an extra $50 that we could put out there. So, but because we're up, I'm actually gonna, let me get some change here. And because we're up, I'm actually going to do $54. So, so 54, and we're gonna, that's a $10 level all the way across with the rest of the numbers, and that's the, so that's 50 and an extra 4, and I threw it in. Okay, just want to make sure. All right, so now we're playing for $4. With the VIG, we're playing for $6. So we have $200 on the table, but we're only playing for $6. So if the 7 comes, we'll get $100 back, but we'll lose 6, right? And if the 10 comes, we'll lose 100, but we'll get paid 98. So we'd lose 4. So we want one of these to hit. So the first thing we want to do is collect the first hit, mainly because that means we break even. So all we need is one hit with this strategy to break even. All right. If it's a 4 or 10, by the way. All right, here we go. And it's a 5. 5 pays 14. So we're going to go ahead and same bet. So whenever you say same bet, that means leave all this the same and give me my money. All right, so same bet. All right, there we go. There's another 5. I think Arnold's onto something here. Just throw them for whatever they send it to you, right? So there's another 5. This time I'm going to throw in $1 for 15 for 1, but 10 plus 15 equals 25. I'm just going to tell them, make my 5 look like 25. There we go. And it's a 4. All right, 4. And that pays 18. So 18 on a $10 4. I'm going to say make it look like 25. I'm going to buy it. So I'm going to have to buy that. And it's going to turn into a $25 buy bet. And it'll pay 50 for 1. And then they'll give me $2 back, okay? So I'm just kind of, now if a 4 hits again or 5 hits again, I'll collect. Let's see what happens. There's a 6. So a 6 hit, I'm gonna throw in $4 on the 6 because that pays 14, and altogether my winnings plus my 12 plus the 4 that I threw in makes $30. So see how I'm being pretty aggressive on trying to get one of those to hit again? Let's see. How about an 8? Of course it would be, we're just going down the line. I'm throwing in another $4, $1 change, and that looks like 30. So I do have a lot of money out there, but let's see if the 9 hits, because that would be crazy. And it did. Oh my goodness. Unprecedented. All right, so I'm throwing in $1 and making that look like 10. So notice I went through all those numbers. I have $160, $185 out there. And I only collected, I'm not even going to say the number. And you don't even think it, but I got this in my hand. That's the only thing I collected on this hand. Now I should just collect whatever hits. Let's see what happens. It's a 4. I like it. I like it because I throw in $1 and I get 50. And that is going straight into the rack. You know it. All right, here we go. And that is another 4. And I will throw in another $1. And I'll get another 50. All right, so now we're up $200 on this one. That chip ran away. All right, here we go. And it is a 10. We got the 10. Now that's okay. We do lose this, but we do have to throw in. $2. So I'm gonna get some change because I do have to throw in $2 so that I could get paid the 100 back. All right, so I get paid the 100 back. Now this goes off, and it's the same dice, same set. The thing that we do now is we choose to bring all that back down and start over, or we leave it there. I usually wait until the come out roll to decide what's going to happen. We want no 7, no 11 right now. If the 7 or 11 come, we're going to have to get $100 from here to put it back because I don't like to take it from the rack. That's like, if a 7 or 11 come right now, that means I'm taking that down. If any other number comes, I'm going to leave it there. So let's see what happens. It's a 3. Wow. Wow. So this wins on 2 3s. So that's another $100 right there. Oh my goodness. All right. I'm going to roll it just like that. Let's see if it hits again. 7. All right. So because, now remember I said if this 7-11 came, I would take that down. But I just got the 3. So this does fall, but I'm going to put it back with the 3 that I won. So, I'm trying to keep it even on this hand, and there's another 7. Okay, so there, the dice have a way of doing that. So now I'm taking these down, and I'm saying take me down, and I'm starting all over. And so they would take everything down, and because if you say down, they're going to take everything down and give it back to you. And then they would give me $3 back for these bets, the $2 for there and the $1 there, so I'd get an extra $3. So everything's down, and I have $100 back. All right, here we go. I accidentally turned that because we wanted to keep it what it was on the top. And it hit 2 times in a row, and there's a yo. Yo 11. Oh my goodness. Now here goes all our profit money. Just as fast as we want it, now we're losing it. There's a 5. All right, at least we got a point established now. And now a 5 is very interesting because $50 on the 5 only pays 70. And so you'd have another 50. Like if you treated it the same as the 4 and 10, you'd have another 50 to go across if you had another 54. But this will only pay 70. It won't pay 100. If you put 75, then it would pay 105. But then you only have $25 to maybe get a 6 and 8. So you could do it like that. So if we said 75 on the 5 that pays 105, and then give me a 6 and 8 for 12 each, you would get $1 back, and then they would set it up for 12 each. So one more dollar on there. All right, there we go. Let's roll it. Stupid. 7 out. All right, so technically we won. At least on that little thing, we won $1 because we got that $1 change. So we can check our rack to see where we are overall. And we're down. Oh, no, we're not. We're up. Sorry. There was $200 chips hiding behind the ones. All right. So that is 1,000. So we're up $35, $42. We're up. Oh, sorry. There's another 100 here. We're up $142. I just happened to misplace $100 in my rack. Crazy, crazy. All right. So the more importantly than being up, because you can very well be down the same amount that you're up, but more importantly than being up is the amount of points that you're getting towards a free cruise right now, because $200 is a $200 average bet, and a $200 average bet gets you about 200 points per hour. So if you play for over a duration of a cruise, if you play 6 hours, that's 1,200 points. 1,200 points is a free cruise. If you played 6 hours all on the first night, you would win a free cruise on the first night. But I usually just do like 3 or 4 hours. So that usually takes 2 nights to get a free cruise. How much when do I stop pressing? When I get, you saw I got to the $25 level where it's 25, 25, 30, 30, 25. That's when I'll do some collecting. I'll collect a little bit, and once I collect at least 3 hits on any one of them, so collect, then I'll press, collect, press, collect, press, collect, and kind of alternate back and forth. But then when I really stop, is what I've recently been doing is every time I get a black chip that I get paid $100 on every roll, I just take it and I put it in my pocket every time. I don't put it in my rack anymore. I just put it in my pocket, and it becomes my walkaway money. And I don't take it out of my pocket. But where I want to get and where I need to get is to table max, which is $500, and so you'd win uh, on a four. If you had a $500 four, you'd win $1,000. If you had um, a, a $500 five, you'd win $700. And because it's $500 max, you can play $600 on the 6 and 8, and that would also pay $600 would pay $700. So you can get you can at least get 500 $500 on every roll. That's crazy. I haven't got there yet. I've gotten $500 on a roll before, but not on every number. I got it on a parlaying the horns. I was it was crazy. I started right here with $10, then I went to 25, then I went to $100 horn. So that's 25 times 30. So that was a good payout when the 12 hit on 25. But I was collecting along the way too, so it was nice. But very rarely does, you saw the 2 threes or the 3 twos rolled 3 times in a row. Sometimes if I want to end a session and I'm even, then I'll just take my winnings. And so what did we say my winnings were here? I'm gonna break this up into smaller. So I see my winnings, and I see it as at least 110 inside, and there's a 4, or a 10. So sometimes, and then I'll probably use these for the hard ways or something. And so I'll have my walkaway money here, and then although this wouldn't be here, I would wait for a come out roll to be established. And so let's see what the point is. There's a 2. So somebody else is rolling. That's why I'm not playing here. And there's an 8, so that the point becomes 8. And so I'd probably go 110 inside, and I'd start off with the 4, which would cost me $1. And then because it's an 8, I'll put everything on the hard 8, So then we'll see. And then my first hit, I'll get a 10. If I get a hit, there's a 3. That's nothing. And there's a 5. So that's $35. And I will get a 10. And because I'm getting a 10, I need to pay $1 for that. So I have $9. So again, make the hard 8 look like 5 and spread these out. 2-way hard 8 for the dealers. And roll. There's a 6. And so then because I get paid $35, I would probably take, whenever I get to this level and I get a hit, that's $12 each. So I'd have $1 back, pressure the hard way for the dealers, and then that means I would get the 25 is what I'm doing is I'm saying pressure the 6 and 8 by 12, make them look like 42. So both of them will look like 42. Now they pay 49. So this is kind of like an all-in kind of move until I can get 100, the black chips. So there's a 12 and a 7. So it didn't happen. Won't get the black chips, but took all my profit and was hoping to get it to a place where I can earn $100 on every roll. So walking away with my $1,000 after all that play. That's how you get a free cruise. Play all night. I'm just playing. See Eric, he's probably gone already. I only look in between rolls or in between hands. So, yep, you got it, Arnold. It comes and goes. But um, yeah, this one starting off this video with that little system was very interesting. If you've seen from the beginning, but man, I would not play that system that I played at the very beginning. I would not play that. that is a very interesting system that I don't understand how it would work. But, you know, not understanding kind of makes people not like stuff. So maybe I don't like it because I don't truly understand it. So hopefully understanding something helps helps to at least have an understanding so that you know if you like it, or you can at least say what you like about it, what you don't like about it. And that's what I was able to figure out tonight, what I like and what I don't like about that system. So any other questions or thoughts before we head out? Thanks for being here. Don't forget to go to holyroller.com, get yourself some merch, or if you're on Facebook, go to Holy Roller Cruising Club and meet some of the people in the community there, because we're all winning free cruises, and all we have to do is pay taxes and port fees, and we win free cruises for 2 people. So our last cruise, one of our last cruises was a 7-night cruise to the Bahamas out of Miami, and we paid $243 for that cruise. All we had to do is pay taxes and port fees. And 7 nights, I mean, when you count the shows, when you count all the food that's included and the travel, I mean, wow. That was 7 nights for 2 people for, you know, say $250. That's a great deal, I would say. So, quick little rundown for what I missed. Oh, it just came. All right, well, welcome. Yeah, I tried a system that was like a new system that we never tried before to decide whether we're going to play it or not. And I rolled it out with 10 shooters, and I didn't really like the system, so I probably won't use it. Sometimes if I have a system that I like, or if I would like it, if I would modify it a little bit, so then I was kind of like evaluating the system to see if I would actually play it. And I won't. So you just got here and you saved a bunch of time by seeing what not to do. You don't need to see it because you don't want to do it. I think I started with $1,200 and walked away with like $450 or something like that after 10 shooters. So lost 500 and something dollars in 10 shooters. Like that can happen really quick too. So if you're still watching and you haven't subscribed, there's a subscribe button up at the top if you're watching live and you're on mobile. So subscribe to the channel here, and there's some buttons on the side too. If you hit those buttons, you'll be able to give this a thumbs up. So if you're watching and you can hear me and see this, give it a thumbs up. Doesn't mean you like it, but you give a thumbs up because you can hear it. um, all right. Good session today. Yeah, thanks, Arnold. You know, when I was going on, I was doing a bunch of stuff, and I said to myself, "Wait, it's around 9 o'clock. I think Arnold might be available. I'll jump on for him." So thanks, man. And we're still going this year, everybody. If you haven't heard, this year I'm trying to raise money for a whole craps table for the channel. So any likes, subscribes when you watch my videos, you know. The ads and stuff. I get money from YouTube. I have channel members that give monthly, like $2.99 a month, and during our videos we have down there, there's like a super thanks or a super chat. So if you're ever watching any video, you'll see like a $ and a heart on some of the videos that are pre-recorded. I think one's coming out tomorrow. You can give what's called a super thanks, and I mean just $1. You know, some of my videos get like 100 views. If half the people gave $1, that would be $50. YouTube would probably keep half of it, so I would get $25 for doing a video. And just like that, Arnold, man, Arnold, you can't be the only one doing this, but would everybody go right there? Yeah, for the craps table, man. That's awesome, Arnold. Give that a like. There's a little like button on Arnold's super chat right there. So just give a little like there, Arnold. I really appreciate it, man. And that's why I try to do everything I can to educate and help people, not only in the game of craps, but when you watch the channel, I do tours of the cruise ships, I do tours of the casinos, I give tips and pointers on how to win free cruises and stuff, because sometimes people go to the casino and they lose too much money. Like if you lose, like, we talk about a cruise that costs $2,000 and, we get it for 200 or whatever. You're getting like $2,000 comp. Well, if you lose like $5,000 to win a $2,000 cruise, you may be overpaid for the cruise, but there are all kinds of other perks that you get, like free drinks and free Wi-Fi. I mean, I don't have to pay for Wi-Fi, for drinks. There's all kinds of stuff that comes in it once you get a lot of points in the casino and start getting in. And they send me offers like every time. So I have more cruise offers than I can use, and I use them once a month. I cruise once a month, but I have I probably can pretty close. I could probably be on a cruise at least 3 weeks out of the month, but I got family. I gotta be home sometime. But I have my awesome wife that she is a trooper. So I've only been on one cruise without her because she couldn't make it. I only went on one cruise solo, but every other cruise she's been on with me once a month for the last 3 years. She missed one cruise. It's been awesome. So right on. Well, thanks, Anthony. I really appreciate it. We got 7 thumbs up on that super chat. So thanks, everybody. Thanks for watching, and I will be going live tomorrow at some point. Have you tried another cruise line you like MSC or Norwegian? Not yet. My goal is to be on all the Royal Caribbean ships, and I'm very close. By the mid of next year, if I keep doing what I'm doing, I go on some cruise ships more than once, but whenever there's an offer for a cruise ship I haven't been on, I go on that one. And I think I only have like 6 left, maybe 5 left. So very close to being on all the cruise ships for Royal Caribbean. And then the other part of it is I've heard that there's some that they don't really give away. There's no real system of how they give away free cruises. So it's all like a mystery and hit and miss. And some people say, bring $10,000 and buy in for as much as you can, and you might get a free cruise. And I'm like, no. The first free cruise I got with Royal Caribbean, I spent $300 and then got a free cruise. Actually, 2 free cruises with that. And I've been getting the free cruises ever since. Now I just bring 1,000 just because it's a little bit better. It's a little bit easier. But doing it with 300 or 500 is like a grind. So I like to have a little bit of buffer so I can bet a little bit bigger, get points faster, and be done with that free cruise. So I will eventually expand to other cruise lines, and I think what I'll do is I'll probably do Celebrity next, because my loyalty with Royal Caribbean is actually connected to Celebrity. So I can go over to Celebrity and have the same loyalty as far as Crown and Anchor Society. You get 1 point for every night you cruise, and so that's where free drinks and different stuff comes in. That's aside from the casino, separate from the casino. So, all right. Well, thanks everybody for watching. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up. We got 23 thumbs up on this thing, and we got some awesome people, awesome community. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't, and go to holyroller.com. Get yourself some merch if you'd like. We have some shirts there. We have all kinds of different sayings on shirts, like light cider, dark cider, always working, horn high yo. I have one that says YouTuber. I have one that says Cruiser. I have one that says Holy Roller. So and Let's Roll. That's one of the top sellers right now. It says Let's Roll, and I have a hat that matches. So go check it out. HolyRoller.com. Scroll down to the bottom, say see merch, or I think it's just a merch button, and you can see all the merch. Pick different colors of shirts, however you like to build it. All right, well, thanks everyone, and I hope to see you cruising and rolling on a craps table soon. See ya.